art of bookbinding is a true art carried forward by skilled craftsmen whose history we will discover today. In the city of Florence, where traditions run deep, the name of Alberto COZZI has long been synonymous with the passion for his craftsmanship on bookbinding, paper marbling and faithful restoration of centuries-old volumes. Together with his wife Nella, opened their workshop in 1908 in Via del Parione 35, specializing in bookbinding and restoration. This ancient craft has been handed down for 5 generations, and the same craft techniques of bookbinding and restoration of paper and ancient texts are still used today. Without an artistic binding, books would present like just scattered sheets of paper. Thanks to the experience of craftsmen such as those of Alberto COZZI, a strip of cloth and a hard cover can transform a series of pages into a valuable volume. And behind this art, there is an evolution that has lasted centuries. For those who have entered a historical archive or even simply a library, one of the things that most attracts attention is that of the binding of books and manuscripts. The workshop of Alberto COZZI.
Hello, I'm Graziella Mannino of Alberto COZZI Bookbinding Workshop, and I welcome you for a tour to our workshop. Alberto COZZI is our family business. We are 5 generations of bookbinders. Conservative restoration, saving the covers, the original covers, and repairing the spine that is broken in this case, but using the original one on. He is printing on the spine of this volume some informations, for example, the title.
I took letters from here, okay, and with this is a gold leaf, 22 carats, okay. I can melt the gold on spine.
We are bookbinders, so in this moment, for example, he is binding these volumes. They are a collection, so they will be all with the same kind of cover. And in this case, the cover will be made by paperboard and a canvas tissue.
Materials such as leather with a relief gilded print, parchment, paper and even fabric are still used for the cover of a book. So far we are talking about an art form from a purely technical point of view, but when we enter the field of decoration, then creativity becomes master. Today's binding techniques have evolved greatly thanks to the introduction of innovative and modern production processes. One of the most used binding techniques is, for example, paperback, where the sheets are glued to the spine of the book. If a higher quality binding is required, thread sewing is used. This consists of joining the sheets with a thread, ensuring greater solidity to the volume and greater durability. Other types of modern binding include stapled binding, ring binding, spiral binding, paired ring binding, villa binding and paperback. Hand-sewn bookbinding, the art of gilding, leather working and paper marbling are all traditional techniques that are also labor-intensive. The business has also increased its original specialization with the binding of notarial deeds at home, the handcrafted manufacture of fine stationery and paper marbling, skills that the master craftsmen of this family have passed down from generation to generation for over 100 years. Today, in addition to bookbinding, at Alberto COZZI Workshop, also bind and restore antique books and produce personalized leather objects and hand-decorated paper objects using ancient techniques, such as the now rare processing of marbled paper. We thank our host Graziella Mannino and all the craftsmen of the bottega of Alberto COZZI for guiding us in the world of bookbinding.
We are in Via del Parione, number 35 Red. I hope to welcome you here on your next visit in Florence.